Are you ready for the ultimate bikepacking weekend adventure? Join us for an unforgettable self-supported bikepacking trip through Southwest Virginia. The Grayson Gravel Pie Bikepacking Adventure travels along the Virginia Creeper Trail, the beautiful gravel roads of Grayson County, Virginia, and the New River Trail. All lodging and camping arrangements are included, along with daily routes and guides riding along with you. This self-supported adventure offers resupply opportunities every 20 miles for your food and water needs. Find out more at graveltraveldirt.com.
Hi everybody, I'm Brian. This is episode 118 of Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt. Come on along everybody, spend the next hour or so with us talking about gravel bikes, adventure biking, bike packing, bike camping, a little bit of throwback nonsense, and just playing bikes. So this episode is obviously something just a little different. And if you follow GTD and you're in the know, then you know that I am headed off to Texas working a bike tour in the hill country between San Antonio and Austin. It's wildflower season in Texas and the blue bonnets are blooming. I'm going to be visiting New Braunfels, the Pedernales State Park, Luckenbach, Fredericksburg, Blanco, Enchanted Rock, and the very, very well-known Willow City Loop, known for its fabulous wildflowers. Now, while I'm away, I thought it might be fun to revisit some old episodes, some deep tracks, if you will. So here is episode 1. But don't worry, the track has been digitally remastered to make it a little bit smoother to listen to, kind of like polishing a turd. Next week, I'm going to try to give you a little bit of flavor of Texas along with another throwback episode. If you've got one that you think you'd love to hear or that qualifies as one of our maybe better or maybe worse episodes, give me a holler in the comments or drop me an email. Thanks for listening. Until next week, do good, be nice, go slow, respect others, stay healthy.
You're listening to Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt.
I'm Brian Rains.
I'm Joey Sikorsky.
And I'm Wes Chester.
And this is episode 1 of Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt. Episode 1. Guys, this has been a long time coming, hasn't it?
Yes.
We've Wes just going to jump in. We've been laying the groundwork for what, maybe a month?
Yeah, just before a few weeks before Christmas.
A few weeks before Christmas.
Yeah, going on a month.
Website's up. Instagram's been up for a little while. Now we finally get to sit behind a microphone.
Yeah.
Even Wes is here.
Yeah.
I showed up. I'm doing the work.
He's doing the job. Doing the job. Okay, tonight, episode 1. Some things we're going to talk about. Want you to stick around for. We're going to talk about gravel bike. What is the whole thing about? I mean, where does it come from? I know I've got ideas on it. I know you guys have got ideas and thoughts on it. We're going to talk about our specific gravel bike superpowers, or what you may want to have as a superpower on the bike. And we're going to look at some events that are coming up that we have on the radar already, and I've actually got a listener email. Do we actually have a listener?
Someone's listening right now.
One person.
No, somebody is listening to the podcast, and they sent me an email already with a question.
What's the question?
We're going to get to that. Don't get ahead of yourself over there, Wes. So what's going on this week, guys? What have you been up to?
I got the black lung pretty much, so I'm sipping on tea.
We're going to hear Joey blowing the snot rockets, I think.
Yep.
I ruined one of my favorite shirts. I got it Raised Mountain Bike Park on the indoor bike park.
I saw the video that was in. What'd you do to it?
Well, turns out California Burrito will permanently stain your Raised Indoor Mountain Bike Park shirt.
That stinks. What are we drinking tonight? I have got Wells Banana Bread Beer. If you've never had Wells Banana Bread Beer, it tastes just like bananas. I know Wes doesn't care for bananas, but I love bananas, and I love bananas bread. Wells Banana Bread Beer. What do you got, Wes?
I've got some knockoff Baileys and coffee.
What's a knockoff Bailey's?
St. Brendan's. It's fantastic. Half the price. I'd highly recommend it.
And I'm over here sipping my Earl Grey peppermint tea out of my hydro flask.
Joey's not feeling well. Yeah. Joey's not feeling well. So that's it. So I was in Florida a couple of days ago.
Yeah, you rode down to Florida, didn't you?
Yeah. I had to take my daughter back to school, and so I spent a day on Lake Apopka North Shore.
Gator country.
It was Gator Country. Lake Apopka North Shore, the wildlife drive. It's beautiful, and I'm going to have a video for it for the channel later. It's probably 40 miles of gravel, and it rolls right by Lake Apopka. There's alligators, there's birds, there's whatever you want, and just tons and tons of gravel and no cars. Literally no cars. It's open. The wildlife drive, about a quarter of it is open to cars 3 days a week. They have a gate. Gate opens up, cars come in, and they're just rolling around looking at wildlife. So that's what I've been up to.
Sounds like heaven to me.
It really was. It really actually
jealous.
was. I did 32 miles, and I've ridden in there before.
Yeah, so you have a pretty good video out about it.
I had a standoff with a raccoon. He didn't want to get out of the way. It was big, too. He kind of scared me a little bit. I don't know. And the alligators actually, they kind of, I don't know if it's because it's winter, they just kind of chilled. They really weren't moving, but they were huge. I was like 6 feet away from like 8-9 foot alligators that were just sitting between the road on the little bank right down into the lake and just chilling there.
Did the stands actually seal alligator punctures to your tires?
I don't know, but that'd be cool to check. I was on my AWOL, and I was rolling the stock triggers, and because I had to go back to those, the Nards you hooked me up with a while ago, Wes.
The Nard is an excellent tire for anybody looking for a gravel tire.
I don't like the Nards.
The Nard is an excellent tire until you actually need it to like hold air. I had 6 flats in South Carolina.
We run low pressure here at Gravel, Travel, and Dirt.
Well, I was rolling low pressure too, but I had tubes in it, and so I ended up.
The Nard is a tube tire. You can't run it tubeless. So.
Oh, I don't know. See. Okay, here's your first insight into show. These guys are mechanics. I'm not. I think I introduced it in podcast 0. I break everything. They fix everything. So I get everything wrong. And they're here to correct us.
Also, the Nards are on super sale right now if anybody wants a pair. They're like extreme blowout, yeah. But your new tires didn't come in the shop.
Oh, no, I need to do that, yeah.
I believe the Nard is being discontinued, and that's why they're on super sale. It's probably because they didn't hold air.
So what happened was, I mean, they were great, like on the canal, on the towpath, and places like that. But as soon as I got them out on the road, which I guess they're really not intended to be, as soon as I got, and in what I do, I got to roll on the road, sometimes it's hardtop. And I got 6 flats in South Carolina in the course of like 3 days. It was like literally every time I turned around, I was like, psst. And I even put sealant in the tubes too. It made no difference. So if anybody's out there doing that, it sounds great, but don't waste your time. It doesn't do anything. It did absolutely nothing except make a mess of the inside of the tire when I had to try to patch it, or I had to try to fix the tube. But so I went to this little shop in South Carolina, and I ended up rolling Nimbus tires.
Ew.
It was like I had concrete inside the rubber. It was ridiculously stupid.
That's if you eat them all the way on the rim.
Well, they were the only thing the guy had. He was a specialized shop that was probably about the size of a bedroom. It's probably about the size of the room we're in here now, which we're in the one of the bedrooms in my house doing this guy, everybody. So we don't have a big old listening recording studio.
Danica Patrick is here.
Yeah. I wish. So there's this little tiny shop, and all he had was Nimbus tires. And I had to have something, so there I was rolling concrete tires for the last. I think I only had rode them for like a day. So if anybody wants a really cheap pair of Nimbus tires, I've got them available. If anybody wants them, but I'm going to the Gravel Kings, right? The Gravel King SKs,
yes.
The 743s, and I'm going to set them up tubeless.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to make a mess all by myself with sealant.
This is a PG show.
Okay, Wes. So yeah, that's what I've been up to, and then we just got back. We did that NCR trip, which was kind of fun.
Yeah, was that a few weeks ago?
It was like right after Christmas.
Oh, that was a blast.
Yeah,
Boxing Day.
Boxing Day. Yeah, day after Christmas. So that's about it from a ride perspective and a weekly catch-up kind of thing. The next thing we wanted, I mean, really, guys, what is the deal with gravel? I'm going to let you take the reins here for a little bit. What do you think, Joey? What's the deal with gravel bike? Why is it? What is the deal?
I mean, the way I look at it, and when I'm talking to people, customers, going to events, I mean, it's just you get that adventure side of things. You're getting off the beaten path. You're not dealing with traffic. You're
dirt.
It adds a little bit of a intense factor to it because you can't just hop right on and expect to be the greatest gravel rider. You got to learn how to ride your bike a little bit. You're getting out and seeing things you can't see normally. Most of the gravel stuff I go to, it's usually very pretty where I'm at, and I'm not worried about the diesel truck rolling coal on me. Everyone that's riding gravel is awesome. I mean, I haven't been to a gravel event where it's just a bunch of stuck-up people. I mean, everyone's real chill. It's very friendly, open.
And it's usually followed by beer.
Yeah, I'll say there's always good beer.
There's usually coffee somewhere along the way.
Coffee, beer, party. Yeah. Maybe some couple flasks mixed in on the ride.
Was that like your experience in Dirty Kansas?
No, God, no. I remember a New Year's gravel ride I did a few years ago. We were attempting to do a New Year's Day century, and a few miles in the ride, people are passing around a flask because we're trying to warm up, and that's my first big gravel group ride, like 2 or 3 years ago, and it was a blast.
Yeah.
So, Dirty Kansas was not
like that.
Not like that.
Not like that.
I'll go over that later.
I know. We're going to talk about all kinds of things later. What do you think, Wes?
Well, from a holistic nature standpoint, I love gravel riding.
Forest ranger.
Yeah. So I love it because it slows everything down. You're not looking at your power. You're not training. You're not anything. You're just riding your bike. You're going back to why you started, and that's what I love so much about it. Is it's just you're riding. You've got a friend. Hopefully, I don't know. If you don't, you'll probably make one because everybody's super friendly, And there's plenty of places to ride it, and it'll take you to places where you've never been before. Like Joey was saying, there's no cars. That's one of the big reasons I love doing it. Is you want to go outside and enjoy nature, and it's kind of hard to do that with cars whizzing past you and staring at a Garmin screen the whole time.
Tighten up to that mic, Wes.
I have to get really close to my microphone.
You do.
I didn't do any work, so Brian gave me the worst microphone possible.
He absolutely has the worst.
So I'm
possible
basically kissing this microphone.
You're basically speaking into a can.
So if you're listening to this, just know that if we were in public, I would be pretty much lips to ears at the moment with you, and that's how you would hear me. And that's why I love gravel riding.
My thoughts. I've been listening because I was asking this question. That was one of the questions I put here. What do you guys think about the fact that it allows people to be a little more innovative? I mean, in the industry, so from a mountain bike perspective, it was they had 26-inch tires. And then it was hey, everybody, you're going to now ride 29-inch tires. And then as soon as everybody jumped on the 29-inch, it was hey, everybody, you're going to ride 27.5. Yeah. So it's almost like the industry has always kind of driven the innovation and told people what they're going to do. But in the world of the gravel adventure kind of bike lifestyle and that culture, you're putting bags in places, you're doing things differently, you're zip tying things to things, and it allows people and riders and cyclists to be a little bit more individualistic and maybe a little more innovative.
Oh yeah, and the great thing is anything can be a gravel bike.
Yeah,
and it's whatever you can strap on the bike, however you can do it. Gravel cyclists just figure it out and go.
Grip it around, go. Yeah,
it's not a pissing contest and. Yeah, run what you brung.
What about the challenges of finding places to ride? I mean, because where we are, I know, we're in the Midwest. Everything's a gravel ride in the Midwest, right? I mean, there's just gravel roads all over the place, from what I understand.
We live on the East Coast, Brian.
I know, but that's my point. Is how hard is it to find, and how does that impact? Because we're close to Leesburg.
Yeah.
Northern Virginia in that Loudoun County, there's 800 miles of gravel road in Loudoun County, something ridiculous like that. We got the towpath, we've got things that are close by for us, but the challenge of walking out your door, because we've got to get in a car to go there, to ride those things. So the challenge of getting to a place where you can actually find gravel, what's the challenge with that? I mean, how do you find it? How do people go out and are you looking on Strava specifically for gravel, or?
I love Google Maps personally, so I hop on Google Maps and I run it to bicycle, and then when you run it on bicycle, you can look at bicycle trails, and then that usually leads you pretty close somewhere that has gravel, or you can find Forest Service land, and literally with an FS is marked Forest Service Road, and you can have a pretty good idea there's a Forest Service road there.
So there you go.
So I love using that because you'll find things, and that'll be open to cars as well, but a lot of times you won't find too many people running down that road.
That's a great tip.
So
look for FS on the maps.
I do a lot of manual searching on Google Maps, and that works really well for me.
I know there's that website, Gravel Maps.
Yes, I'm currently on Gravel Maps because I forgot the name of it. And that's a great resource for folks wherever you are. Off on a beaten path, you find a gravel road. You didn't know it was there. You can go on to Gravel Maps and mark it. Hey, here's a 2.5 mile stretch of gravel.
Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
Have you ever actually done that? Is it a difficult process? Or
No, it's easy. So when I was living on the Eastern Shore, when I would take rides out towards Delaware from Easton, get a lot of small connector stuff, farm roads and whatnot, and you can link up, maybe on a 40-mile ride, you might be able to get 10 miles of gravel. And I was able to link that up, and I would download it right from my Strava and right onto that, and then I could plot more and more until I could get more percentage of gravel on a ride if I wanted to. And like when I was getting ready for Dirty Kansas a few years ago, that's what I was doing. So I was seeing what I could do to market. Now that's what I used. So
you guys know of any gravel that's like really close to us?
Dow Road.
That, for listeners, is our road that's under construction, continually under construction. And although, no, actually, I think they cleaned that up now, haven't they?
Well, you can go to the end of it. You can
around
there and
down
do
at the end of it, the marina.
mile loop of gravel. And just keep going.
I don't know. Just seems like it's not like everywhere. It's like you've got to kind of search it out, and maybe that's a part of its appeal.
Yeah, that's my other thing is I like to just. I've kind of found my limits around here, but say like back to the Eastern Shore thing, it was an adventure to see what I could go find. So
you're exploring an area you already thought you knew.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. And finding something different and finding a different way to approach it. And I think there's also just like, in my opinion, the ease of it. As I think Wes, what you touched on. It's just chill. It's just you're not out there. You don't get all kitted up. You're not looking at power meters. You're not playing games with that. It's just you're out there just having a good time. And I don't know. Seems to me like that's a big part of it as well. That's a big part of it. So I don't know if any of you listeners have any thoughts or any ideas, but fire them along. We'd love to hear, what everybody else's thoughts are. So one of the things that I'm going to work on is not saying as much. It's a real problem.
Me
for
too.
me.
Yeah, that's
it's
a
hard.
goal of ours.
It is hard.
Let's say by episode 10 we say no ums.
No episode.
No ums in
episode 10. You've heard it right there. Episode 10 is going to be the no episode.
We'll take a drink for every that we say.
That's a great idea. That is a great idea.
You can play along at home too.
I have to drive home and have to done that.
Over and over and over again, because if you listen to the podcast more than once, there you go. You could have a grand time with that. Gravel bike superpowers. These guys have no idea. I put this down for something for us to talk about.
I'm waiting to hear what everyone else has to say.
I would like to share with you what I think my gravel bike superpower would. If I was to have a superhero power in the context of gravel cycling, I would like to be Nutrition Man. Okay, I would like whatever I eat
the pitfall of my riding experience
to be exactly what it is that I need. Now, I guess you could do that in anything, right? But I mean, like you could be like, say, as an example, at Dirty Kansas and just pick up some trash off the side of the road.
I've done that before.
So
Joey's part raccoon,
trash panda. So everything that I would eat would actually convert directly into fuel that I needed, no matter what.
Why not? Have just a steak appear, and then that steak is converted to exactly what you need it to be for your body to keep moving.
I like
instead
that.
Of just eating like
that may
dirty
actually
wrapper.
That may be two superpowers, though, because then you've got to be able to conjure up the food and then convert it into the correct fuel.
So just conjure up the right food instead of eating garbage.
Actually, what we need to do is that needs to be your superpower, the ability to conjure up food.
I don't want that superpower.
What would your superpower be?
Well, mine would be that my ass would never hurt, ever.
Steel ass man.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. There's been several times where 5 miles feels like 30 miles.
I don't think you need to explain that very much either. I think everybody's going to understand.
Well, I'm going to, and
go for it.
That's all I've got to say about that.
That's all you got to say about that, Joey.
I would like to be like a diesel truck. Like I don't.
You want to coal roll people?
Yeah, I want to coal roll. Yeah, roll coal. I'll get a little exhaust on the back of my salsa.
Or the back. Where would the exhaust come from, Joey?
By that, I mean...
Joey wants to be fart man. Diesel fart man.
Start calling him
Like
Tonka.
Okay, we're not going to do this.
don't have to do it fast. But
Okay.
if I want to go out and I want to ride 300, 350 miles...
Just keep going.
Just keep going.
Just keep going.
Yeah, I don't need to do it at 20 miles an hour, 15 miles,
Just
the
the
consistency.
ability the ability to keep chugging along.
I got this dream of being like a long distance endurance cyclist, and always fall short of that. Yeah,
That's a pretty
most
good
of that's.
one.
We'll go back to the nutrition thing there.
We put it all together and have actually super cyclist, super gravel guy,
Oh yeah,
super gravel guy.
I would still not like to eat trash.
Well, I wouldn't want to eat the trash. I just want to eat whatever that I find available to because
actually, if we're going back to this real quick, I'll go over it more. But I was
I would like a bowl of pasta to appear because that's what I need.
no. You do an event like I keep going back to Dirty Kansas, but you do an event where there's hundreds, maybe thousands of cyclists,
right.
and gravel roads, and people don't know how to eat because half of them haven't ridden gravel before or not much experience, and there's just crap everywhere.
Like they drop
like,
it.
Like they'll literally do a Dirty Kansas cleanup event like the week after, and the debris for the first 50, 60 miles is insane. There's water bottles, there's beef jerky, there's goose stone wrappers. So I just started picking it up and like here's my reserves, and like, oh man, I want a Jack Link's thing of jerky. Or
That also tells us how fast you were going. Oh, look, jerky.
hey, yeah.
If you want to open a bike shop, just go to Dirty Kansas and wait for everybody to go through.
Pick up the stuff along the
Oh,
side.
And now you have
Yeah.
inventory.
I filled my jersey up going to checkpoint 1 with like 4 or 5 water bottles. I'm like, these things are awesome. I'm like,
Just
I'm taking them
like-
home. I'm gonna clean them. Yeah,
Like bike bottles. Like
yeah,
water
bike bottles. Just something that's like I collected bottles and socks.
And then you store them with
Yeah.
sag and off
yeah,
you go.
you drop it at checkpoint 1 and just roll to the next one.
Good. You still got any of them?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. They you only got one DK salsa bottle, and most people like collecting pairs, so
Yeah.
I got myself a pair.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Well, that's that. I
Did not
don't
drink
know.
out of 'em on
I
the
thought
side
it
of
was
the road.
fun. This cycling super gravel
I like it.
superpowers.
It was cute. I liked it.
I don't know.
I did
It
get
was
very
good.
sick at a mile 140 because of that. I'm just saying.
Because of what you were eating, because of eating trash?
It wasn't trash, but I was just all right. Oh man, here's more beef jerky, or like, I haven't
So
tried
just
this,
to-
I
just
haven't
so
tried this
everybody-
flavor of goo before.
So just everybody it's clear. You weren't eating like things that were
No, not
you were
trash.
picking up
like,
stuff that
if it
people
was
dropped
sealed
and ate.
up and like
Yeah. Oh, I've done that.
I wasn't eating a
Everybody's
Ziploc
done that,
bag
right?
of
No.
Chex Mix.
Half open eating thing in Slim Jim.
Drop
Step
a milk.
into a Slim Jim. Oh God, now we have to pay royalties for that. No, nobody's actually going to listen to it, so I don't think we need to worry about
somebody
it.
from
Like,
Slim
man,
Jim
these guys
listens
keep
to our
rambling on
podcast.
about trash.
No joke. No joke.
All right, what's next?
What's coming up? Events and things. Now, we've already got one thing on our calendar. Grape Gravel Crusher,
Yes.
which is in Pennsylvania, and it is April 13th.
Yes.
So if anybody out there is doing that, we're going to be there. We're going to have stickers. We're going to have some trash food available that can be easily converted into anything you would like.
I'll bring homemade beef jerky.
Joey fed me that one time, and it was a dog treat.
So that's where we're going to be in April. And that just got on the calendar really quickly within the last couple of weeks.
Yes.
So I know, Joey, you're signed up for that. I'm signed up for that. If Joey signed up for something, I think Wes said he can't go.
We'll just figure out scheduling at the store. He'll go.
Yeah. So these guys both work in the same shop. So lots of overlap there.
Yeah, we overlap greatly.
So, next thing, just a couple of days.
Yeah.
I'll let Joey let you talk about
I'll
this.
say this upcoming Wednesday, and I think which would be tomorrow for when this podcast might go out.
Yep.
We are having what's called Adventure Night or Bikepacking Night at the Ruddy Duck down in Solomons. Where I keep saying where we're gonna have
once you realize you do it, it's
Yeah.
really hard.
we're gonna have folks get there a little early, get some beer, food. We're in the private dining room. We're gonna go over all things bikepacking. Intro
Nice.
to get whatever you want to do. We get a lot of people come to the store that want to know more about it, don't know where to start. What's a good start? Do you have to have all this crap? Do you not have to have all this? What bike's the best? So we're pretty much going to cover everything to get someone on their first trip, whether it's them riding up 10-mile ride, parking for one night, or even if it's taking their car bike packing. Even we'll sum up that real quick. It should be fun. We'll have beer there.
Nice.
We'll hand out some swag, stickers. That's all I got
You said
right now.
salsa.
Yeah, say Salsa sent us Salsa was awesome and sent us a box of swag. We got bottles, a top tube bag. We got some store bottles to throw away too, or raffle out. And that way everyone's. I might even bring one of the gravel books from Nick Legan. I might see if I can raffle that off. That thing's like the Gravel Bible. It's awesome.
Oh, I saw that. In the shop.
It's
That's
awesome,
nice.
like coffee table book.
And it's more than that too, though. It's like a how-to kind of thing.
It's like it'll teach you everything from how to. Oh, you got mud clearing up your tires? Just take a stick and here's how to clean that out real quick. To here's a good section on the gap and the C&Os in there.
Nice.
You want to do Land 100? There's a whole thing about that. What's the best bike? What's not the best bike? It's an awesome book. I highly recommend it.
So have you entered the lottery for Dirty Kansas this year?
I have. I'm not sure if I did it to sell my spot or, the more I think about it after I sign up, maybe give it another shot.
I'm
so
seriously thinking about it. We know some folks that are doing it. Pascal and who else signed for Ron?
Ron Hickman.
Ron.
Yep.
Ron signed up for it as well.
Yeah.
So I've actually been tossing around. What's today? The 7th. I've got 6 days to decide whether I want to
say
do the 13th.
That's on my weekly catch up. The 19th is the day they announce it.
Yeah.
So would you guys sign up for the 200 or what? What does
I put it for 200.
If you're going to do it,
if you're going out there,
if you're going out there, you're going to do it.
Although I highly recommend if you don't do the 200, the party afterwards is awesome.
So then you just do the 50.
Yeah, the barbecue, the beer, the food trucks. Emporia really did a good job on that one.
Yeah, I've seen the videos from last year's, and it looks like it because everybody's rolling videos out now. It's like the day after the event happens, you can go on YouTube and see, just about everything you'd want to see.
It's pretty cool.
I still don't know. I want to do it. It's a bucket list, and I keep thinking if I'm going to want to do it, and I want to do it, I need to go ahead and do it.
Yeah,
because every year is another year older, closer to the end for me. That was encouraging.
I feel sad now.
I don't know, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's a hard thing to do. It's obviously pretty intense. So I was thinking, I want to do it, and why not go ahead and get it done? Get in there and test the metal.
So if you're listening to this, you only have a few more days to get into the raffle.
Yeah,
and then you hear in a few weeks if you actually did or not.
And what's the registration? What's it cost?
Ooh.
I think it's like 200, 220?
Yeah, it's 220 for the 200 and like 110 for the 100. Yeah. It scales, but they only charge you if you actually win the raffle, though.
So I went on, put all my info in. By the time all the fees and crap were finished, it was out $258 or something.
Wow.
And I only get billed if that actually
it's 30 Kansas. It's 30 Kansas, right? I mean,
It was a little over $1 a mile.
$1 a mile. That's the way to look at it.
I think the year I did it was only $100.
I looked at Day Across Minnesota again too. Do you know Austin's doing that?
Yeah, I forgot.
And I was getting ready to pull the trigger on that. I was on the website, and then I checked my tour schedule, and I think I'm in New York up until like the day before that event. So I was like, there's no way I can't do it.
What are you doing in New York?
A tour in New York. It's wait a minute, what day? That's like August 19th. No, it's earlier. It's August 3rd. So that is going to be the tail end of Empire State Ride, which I staff. I do staff work on that. Empire State Ride, little shout out for Empire State Ride. 500 and some odd miles across the state of New York. Starts in Staten Island, ends in Buffalo, 7 days. You've got to fundraise, I think, $3,500. But here's the thing to think about, and this is what, when I was there last year, it's like, wow, $3,500 fundraise. It's an awesome tour for $3,500. It's probably less than you would pay for a backroads tour of that caliber, because they have the comfy campers come in, they set up your tent every night, you get an air mattress, you get a chair, you get all this stuff, and your tent's already set up. The SAG vehicle's carrying all your gear. There's rest stops every 15 or 20 miles. You're fueling up. The caterer was literally some of the best food I think I've ever had in my life. Adam, if you actually ever listen to this, way to go, dude.
I'll send you a sticker.
Yeah, we'll send you a sticker. So for $3,500, you got all of that and more. It seemed to me like it was like a no-brainer, slam dunk kind of thing. And if I was in the space of looking to do a tour and not work a tour, now when you staff it, I mean that's the hardest work I've ever done on a bike tour. Because usually on a bike tour you get a little downtime. You're up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. You're racing the first group out to make it to the rest stop. You're helping through rest stops all day long. At the end of the day, you're reloading gear, you're eating dinner, and then you're shuttling participants. And then guess what you get to do? You get to go set up your own tent and crawl in it and try to get some sleep that night. And then you're up at 5 o'clock again the next morning. This is literally some of the hardest, but incredibly rewarding because it's a fundraiser for cancer, for cancer research, for the Roswell Center. And so that ends the day before Damn. And there's no way I can pull the trigger on that, which really kind of was a bum because they did it last year more towards the end of August. It was like 18th or 19th.
I think it was 19th.
Yeah, and I was looking at that I was initially seeing the dates for 2018. I was thinking, oh, I can do this. This is awesome. And then I realized I was looking at the wrong dates. So no good for me. We'll
I think that's
talk more about events as we move along because I think there's going to be more and more stuff that we're going to want to do.
Mm-hmm. Because Hillbilly Roubaix is the week after Great Pressure too.
So also Brandywine Valley Roubaix.
That's what I meant. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Brandywine Valley, which is in its 4th year, and I've done that I think every year, and done some videos for them. Organizers, man, that's a fun ride too. You can do a 30 or a 60, and it's probably, I want to say 40 to 50% actual gravel in Pennsylvania.
Nice.
Donut Hill is like this really massive hill. You get up to the top, apple cider donuts, plenty of food, plenty of beer when it's done. And it's a huge crowd because it's very low key. It's really affordable. I think it's like $30 or $40 to register for that. So that's Brandywine Valley Roubaix. Definitely on my list, but it's tough to go. And we're going to be in Pennsylvania the one weekend, and then to turn around and go right back again the following weekend. But hey,
let's get a B&B and stay there the whole time.
Yeah, stay the whole week. We got a listener email.
Ooh,
can you imagine that?
What did it say?
We only had episode 0, and I've actually got. And y'all are all going to think I'm making this up too. I'm not. We actually got this email. It's from Philip in Virginia, and I'm going to read you the actual email. He says, I was recently on a great gravel descent when I encountered some serious washboard. It almost caused me to go down. What causes this? Where does it come from? And how does it form? Is it water runoff? So I did a little Googling. And do either of you guys know what causes that washboard effect on a gravel road?
No.
Not on a gravel road.
Okay.
But I've done a lot of crunches.
So, well, it's not working.
And I don't have washboard.
Washboarding, and I'm going to read this is straight from Wikipedia. Washboarding is the formation of ripples in the surface of gravel and dirt roads. It occurs in dry, granular road material with repeated traffic traveling at speeds above 5 miles per hour. So it's cars. Cars actually cause washboarding. It's the resonation of the wheel on the dirt, the gravel or the sand that literally causes it to lift up and form those...
Like a stalagmite, basically, but just a long stalagmite.
Like long and flat.
Long and flat stalagmites.
Some of that stuff's really bad. It typically occurs on with wheels rolling over unpaved roads at speeds sufficient to cause the bouncing of the wheel on the initially unrippled surface. Sand and gravel are primary road materials where it is found, but it also occurs in some clay-like soils. It's kind of cool. I mean, I'd never really looked into it.
No, I just thought it was erosion, to be honest with
I
you.
always thought it was water.
Yeah.
I always thought it was
I
water.
assumed it was water as well.
Yeah, just water rolling over the road, and it caused it to kind of like form like these little, like you do, like when you go to the beach and you go in the ocean and you see the sand kind of ripples underneath
looks
the water.
like a washboard basically on the beach. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So I was thinking that's what it was, that it was just water. But nope. In fact, it is the car wheel itself bouncing as it travels across the road. Neat.
What about bike wheels?
I don't know. You would think they would. You know what? We need to stop this gravel bike stuff because it's causing washboarding on the roads.
It's probably those e-bikes.
Sorry, everybody.
E-bikes. Sorry, everybody.
We're gonna switch to horseback riding.
No, we're not.
I also highly encourage e-bikes.
E-bikes. You know what?
They're
we
great.
can talk about that. I don't have a problem with e-bikes.
Yeah. We can do an episode on
If we're going to
e-bikes.
talk about e-bikes, I need a refill on my coffee and Bailey's.
I don't think we're actually going to dip into
No.
real but that's a good conversation for. I mean, how does that play in the world of gravel cycling, e-bike? I don't know. Let's table that for another go round, another episode, because I have thoughts on that. I have ideas on that. So that's going to wrap it up for us tonight, guys.
I am going to do a quick shout out to
Sure, please.
Scott Mason, or aka the Taco Destroyer. He was talking about our music, and then in the middle of this, he said it sounds like Deliverance. So I'd like to
Wait,
see
sounds
what-
like Deliverance? What sounds like Deliverance?
our intro music.
No, it's just a little slide guitar.
Yeah, I just wanted to
It's Southern hard jam, man.
I'll give a shout out too. Arabelle is our voice at the beginning of the podcast that introduces the podcast. Her name is Arabelle.
Thank you, Arabelle.
Yes, thank you, Arabelle.
Thank you.
We appreciate your hard work there on our podcast introduction. So, how to support the podcast as we're wrapping up? Everybody, take a look at subscribing. We're now on iTunes. You can catch us on Stitcher. We're hosting off of SoundCloud for the time being, so you can subscribe there. All of those places you can subscribe. You can go to the website at graveltraveldirt.com, and you're going to be able to find the RSS feed. So if you wanted to use something like Overcast or some other sort of whatever your podcast listening software of choice is, you should be able to plug your RSS feed in and be able to get notified when we have subscriptions or when we have new episodes released. Schedule, we're going to try to do this every couple weeks, maybe twice a month, I think is what we're shooting for.
Yep.
So you'll be able to find that. And what else? Patreon. Okay, so this actually costs money. Surprise, surprise.
How much have you spent already?
I don't want to say.
Yeah.
If you are so inclined and would like to support the podcast, you can go find the link to Patreon. It literally comes down to buying us a beer, and we'll give you a shout out here on the podcast. I don't really want to beg for money in the first podcast, but it does cost money, so the Patreon account is there. It's
We're
set
in
up.
the red already.
We are way in the red, but that's okay. That's okay. This is all fun.
It's fun. You
If-
can't buy us a beer at Ready Duck.
You can buy us a beer at Ready Duck on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Anybody that may listen that wants to do that, right on.
We'll be there at 6.
What time does this thing actually start Wednesday?
Show up at 6:30 to get your food and beer. We're gonna start talking at 7. That
Okay.
way we're not clicking around before.
So we'll be there at 6 for beer.
I'm getting there at 6 set up. Yep.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, drink
Cool.
beer.
Right on.
As long as I don't have the black lung still.
I'll drink your beer for you.
Yep.
If somebody wants to buy Joey a beer, I'll drink it.
Got a fresh pack of stickers and stuff today
Oh, that's
in the
right,
mail
that's
too.
right.
So if you show up, I'll hand out some stuff.
Oh, and if you do decide to support us on Patreon, expect a sticker pack in the mail.
Yes.
We're going to fire off some stickers to you, give you shout-outs here on the podcast for all you folks that may want to help us out and keep this thing going. I think we've already got a topic to talk about next week, and that's e-bikes in the world of gravel. Dun, dun, dun.
It'll be better.
It'll be better. So if you got thoughts on that, obviously fire it along. Beyond that, you guys got anything you want to wrap up with?
Nope.
I don't think so, Brian.
Blank
I
eyeballs.
think it was a
Yeah.
good kickoff podcast.
Yeah, it's great.
And
Thanks, everybody.
All right.
can't wait to hear what it sounds like.
Okay. Looking forward to everybody. Watch for us again.
Bye.
I'm Westchester, and I'm down on this bike.
Oh, dude, you're all over it. That's awesome. You're perfect.
Here we go.
Just kidding, I'm not gonna-
Hearing Joey blow his nose now. All right, I'm going to get in my tight on my mic. Can you guys hear me in your headphones?
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
okay.
sound crisp.
Big
Cool.
Mike 4000 over there.
Cool.
Crisp.
All right, here we go.
Hello. From the other side.
You know, once you do that, I have that all captured, so you can. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
All right.